Good evening, Final Fantasy Randomizer fans. Nitz here with Will Bloodworth to bring you this opening round tussle in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op Tournament 2020 edition. We've got the Game Changers, Will Cleosis and Falconic, taking on Thunderalot, Thunder and Sir Linkalot, in this opening round battle. Now, this tournament is like none that has come before, though it is the second co-op randomizer we've had. It has the additional wrinkle that both competitors, both members of the team, have to defeat Chaos at the end, which makes it quite a bit harder. You can't do those tank strats versus someone rummaging around for all the items. No, it's going to have to be both players crossing the finish line, and that means you're going to have to see some balanced parties on both sides. With me in the broadcast booth is the immortal Will Bloodworth, good friend of mine who will be joining us tonight. Will, what's your take on the action tonight? What are you looking forward to?
Teams in the co-op tournament that we're looking at right here, aside from the defending champions. So I think this is going to be great no matter what happens. It's going to be some pretty fast finish times. And like you said before, with the addition of needing to have two finishers as opposed to just one, the strategy is completely changed. You can't just split duties between the two of you. You both have to progress through the game and get to the final objective together. So yeah. It's interesting to see how they'll handle this.
Yeah, we should go ahead and get the race kicked off, and we'll get right into the analysis and sort of the breaking down the flag set and what we can expect to see tonight. Since this is the opening rounds, it has what you might describe as the easiest flags of the tournament, but I don't think that's fair. It's pretty hard from beginning to end. Enemies are clamped, for example, from 100 to 200%, meaning no enemy, not a boss, not a overworld monster, will roll less than base stats, which makes the game much more punishing than you would normally get with, say, a 50 to 200% range.
Right. Lowering the gate here, and we're going to let them go in the next 10 seconds.
Beautiful.
Let me counter down.
If we look at parties, we'll see that Thunder's got a fighter, two black mages, a white mage. We'll look at everybody else as they end up in menus or battles, but I see a lot of offensive power with the two black mages. Is that a bit risky? Do you want a more balanced party, or do you like that kind of approach?
Like that. I mean, you have to be aggressive in these kind of races. I think even with the clamp bosses, you've got the stability of a fighter there. Black mages are going to carry you through all the AoE. I like the white mage that Thunder's carrying here. It's nice to have a little bit of a safety net. I'm a white mage proponent myself, so I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing how this all plays out.
Yes, and I think there's one thing I skipped over earlier that's really important. This randomizer race is not a conventional light the orbs and defeat chaos. In addition to having full entrance and floor shuffle, which is already going to cause madness, it is a shard hunt to 28 shards. If you're not familiar with that, we'll get into the details, but you have to collect 28 broken fragments of the black orb. You don't necessarily have to defeat all the first fiends to get them either. So, right away in Cornelia, we see heal 2, harm 3 on the white side, lit 2, and nuke at level 1 and ice 3. Not that it's going to be any better than nuke.
Wow.
Yeah.
We're going to be jetting through this one pretty quickly, I would imagine.
With two black mages, you got to love to see that. Now it's really a question of who can jet through it the fastest. On Will, Cleosis, and Falconic's side, I do see black mages and red mages. So every member of both teams has access to that level 1 nuke, which is going to be a big deal.
Absolutely will be. It's going to be very interesting to see. We have 4 players here who are very inclined to push their advantages when they get leads and explore harder and run harder than they would. They don't play safe games. So I believe we're going to have a pretty fast finish here unless they run into a roadblock or two. I just don't see with level 1 nuke what kind of a roadblock we're going to be running into.
Yeah, it's certainly... Oh.
That is loud.
We just got hit with some background music. I can dial that back. There we go. Lovely. All right, so we already noticed that Cornelia Castle opened right up into Onrak. Not much there because we don't have the Oxyale, the level 7 magic. You can take a look. There we go. We're starting to see the team names plonk in. This is the first test of this new layout on Speed Gaming tonight, our gracious hosts. So we'll have to forgive them as we work through some of the little technical hurdles, but otherwise, off to a great start.
Game changers are pushing their lead. We'll get that fixed.
All right, and The Temple of Fiends is the Temple of Fiends. That's a nice surprise, not randomized at all.
Nope. You see a little bit of a trail going behind Falconic. I don't know if that's happening on everybody else's side, but it looks like he's trailing a little bit of pink behind him when he runs.
It's that red shift on the Nintendo. Now,
Yeah.
we'll have to say, do not attempt to adjust your set. Do not complain about the restream. It is pink. He has tinted his base ROM's color scheme. We do let you get away with some tinting of things in the randomizer. You're supposed to use a vanilla ROM, but as long as you don't edit any of the parts of the ROM that have like the game's code in them, the randomizer should let you get away with it just fine, and that's what he's doing tonight.
Falconic does his best, just buries Garland here. He's hanging out with these, I don't know what those are supposed to be. They don't look like bats.
Alright.
They look a little scary.
And he gets in a fight with some imps and gurmps in the pink woods. It must be springtime over there in Cornelia.
Yep. Cherry blossoms are sprouting. And imps have Scorch. That's fun.
Alright, we got the team names all lined up beautifully now. Wonderful.
So, I'm wondering, did Falconic get to save after he beat Garland, or did he get stuffed by those imps?
We'll have to see. Depends on where he goes next. Now, not that there's going to be any breaks in the action, but we should get into what co-op means and exactly what it does. And co-op allows your teammates not only to chat with each other during the race in private channels, but it also allows them to share all the key items they find and unlock. Things like the rod, or the loot, or the floater even. But what it doesn't do is share the shards that they collect. So they're going to have to communicate with each other and tell them where all the treasure chests that contain shards are tonight, to try to rack up each of them getting the 28 they need.
Absolutely right. So the interesting thing here is, again, how are we going to come to the finish line around the same time if you're on the same team here, rather than having one player doing all of the fiend killing and the other player doing all of the exploration. So we're not going to have someone doing a stationary grind.
Right, you probably won't see too many of those, especially with these parties. The Black Belt class, which is the grindest heaviest of all, has been basically banned from the tournament anyway. Yeah. So there's not too much to gain from grinding, although a Black Belt party wouldn't really be useful in this seat anyhow by the look of it.
No, I'm not seeing anything yet. I mean, there's a lot of room here for the tiles to be found that can allow for that sort of thing. But I don't think a lot of stationary is going to be required when you have level 1 nuke, let alone the party that they're running.
Right, that's true. The name of the game here is exploration and trying to like grind on the fly. Case in point, on the bottom left, Sir Linkalot has discovered that the Dwarf Cave entrance has led to the they're called pieces this evening. He's found a piece in the vampire floor, which looks to be a dead end. I don't think we've seen the rod yet, so...
No, I was about to comment on that and say we haven't seen a rod to my knowledge. Nope, he's none showing in his item inventory. So, it looks like what he might be trying to do here is grab the incentive item behind the vampire. With Nuke, that should not be a difficult thing for him to get through.
Top right corner, Falconic has found Provoca, and he's defeated the pirates with the Battle of Blackwater and nuked the ship. No pirate was spared. But they got the chime from Vicky, so we'll see if that comes into play later. The chime, of course, granting access to the Mirage Tower entrance, but they might never need it. We shall see.
Thunder is taking out the vampire, and the... Oh, we have a floater.
Yes.
Now, we do not have early progression on. We do not have extended open progression on, so he's going to need to find a canoe to make use of that floater and get himself into the air.
Yeah, the Ryukon Desert, where the airship resides, is surrounded by a river delta on both sides, so there's no way to get there without the canoe.
Right.
But he's got the first half. He's got the loot, the warrant, but he can't find the Hermit.
He can't find the crook. Keep hunting, you'll find Patty Larceny one day. We got Titan East over here at Provoca. That's not going to be useful until we find a ruby.
Falconic heading out into the pink woods, heading north to the northwest castle. Runs into a couple of pink ogres in the grassland. Everything's pink over there.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of like that song Blue, except, well, you know, if Pink sang it.
Right.
That was stupid, I'm sorry. Let's see what Melman has in store for us over here on Will Cleostis' side.
Simultaneously, Northwest Castle does lead to the Sages and Crescent Lake. And they have the slab. Let's see if we find Dr. Un to translate it, and then get back to Lefane, which I believe I saw on the left side of the screen, but it all flashes by so fast.
We saw Lefane, I missed it. I'm trying to keep an eye on all four of the screens here, but, it's not the easiest thing in the world to do.
Yeah, whether you're a newcomer game or a veteran, watching a co-op entrance and floor shuffle with mixed-in towns is an exercise. Let me tell you, this is good for the brain. It's good for the brain.
Right. Link is clearing out one of the Cardia Island rooms that has the 6 chests in it, and Will is on the bottom of Marsh, which has an incentive item in it. Not the locked, but the typical wizard chest will have an incentive item behind it.
That's right. And here he goes. He's going to take on 3 Agamas for it.
Hello.
With
That's
nuke.
some XP.
If he gets a nuke off here, this should be all right. They're hitting hard, though. Oh, and they have more than 382 HP, so this is no gimme, but the second nuke doesn't even finish him.
Nope. Oh, it does finish off his fighter, though.
Yeah, he's gonna... Oh, boy.
Yikes.
Well, he gets out of here, and now this is where you see the magic of co-op. He's gonna grab this item, and he's gonna... Oh, it's a canoe. That's a good one. He's gonna give time for that to synchronize to his teammate.
Yep.
Because this co-op mode, as we discussed, it allows you to synchronize items, and then even if you wipe after that, they'll synchronize back to you. So,
right. I believe it's a 7-second delay, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, give or take with internet lag and whatnot, but yeah, it should be about a 7-second round trip, and then he can continue on. So a little bit of tactical play there from the game changers.
All right, looks like Will is going to reset out after getting that piece. I don't know if he's going to go back in and grab it. He wasn't terribly interested in the levels that he got from those Agamas. He's a little more interested in exploration at this stage of the game. And that is what he's doing.
Yeah, there's really it's a knockdown drag mode race. So some races are arduous battles that test your mind and your mettle. This is probably not going to be one of those. This is going to be fast twitch, make all the right moves as fast as possible, use the information between you and your teammate. Not Will's style. Probably not Will's style, but it's nice to watch from the booth, right?
Or is it mine? No. Once you have a level 1 nuke, it's pretty much an execution festival. There's not a lot of struggle. It's just move fast and move cleanly. Don't backtrack much. Try not to wipe if you can avoid it. Wiping's tough to do if you've got those nuke charges. Now, I'm looking at these. What is Falconic? What are those bats?
He's made his bats look a little bit more vampire-y than usual. Another flag turned on from the experimental set is the NPC guillotine. It lets you talk to and kill pesky NPCs. A quick conversation and they just get out of the way. This is the real vampire, though. He's not just going to get out of the way.
And the vampire was a bat. and the bats look like nightmares. They look like ostriches with human skulls. It's pretty gross.
It's getting pretty scary out there. But now the game changers have the floater and the canoe. They're really well positioned here to.
Yeah, they're in great shape.
Turn on the speed. They also know the location of the Temple of Fiends. Honestly, they don't need that much more progression if they can find 28 shards. Now, 28 shards is quite a few to find one at a time, or pieces in this game, if you will. You can receive 2 each for lighting the earth and fire orbs, and 4 each for the water and air orbs. But that might be unnecessary amounts of work. We'll see what strategy they adopt.
Well, again, with level 1 nuke, and the max that these bosses can have is 250%. So it's going to be between 100 and 250%. Even Tiamat is going to be no higher than, 2,500 HP at most?
That's true. You could probably nuke your way through, especially with good rolls like that.
Right. Multiple Bane casts, Brack casts might do the job as well. Yeah, so I'd say, it's worth it.
It's worth it, I guess, if you can find them. What I was saying is, are you going to spend the time to do all the progression and unlock everything and backtrack and to complete all the quests to get the, the gates and stuff like that, to open up the Q block, to do this, do that? Or are you just going to take the shortcuts and try to grab every chest that's easy to get to?
I think it's going to come down to what floor they end up being on, how deep they're going to have to dig to get to them. If it's going to be surface or maybe one level down, throw some bracks out there, pick up 4 pieces really quickly. I think you're mitigating the multiple attempts if it takes to get 4 at once rather than hunt down 4 individual pieces. So I'd take that risk.
Yeah, it's gonna, I guess, be a wait-and-see sort of situation. All right, so Thunder is using Lit 3 to follow up on his namesake and take down those wolves. He's now a step away from his own team. I believe his teammate is checking out the other chest, and then they'll have their floater as well. So everyone's going to be taking flight with the canoe very soon. Or pardon me, that's the canoe. Out of backwards.
So he gets 4 Agmas, and he may get to keep this XP, unlike Will, who had to reset out of it.
Yeah, they're tough Agmas.
There's some Harm 4 pickups on level 2 magic here, so 3 of his characters, Will's characters, are able to grab that, so he'll have an easier time getting through places like Ice Cave, Marsh, and other places that have a lot of undead.
Perfect 400 on that nuke top left. Thunder finishes off his Agamas. And Thunderalot. The portmanteau of Thunder and Sir Link-a-Lot, if I'm following correctly, has everything they need to take flight. On the other side, the Game Changers must be named after that vegan documentary. Just kidding. They're named after the they're named after the Vorpal sword.
I still haven't seen that documentary.
Me neither, but it got a lot of hype. But not as much hype as the Final Fantasy Randomizer Co-op Tournament 2020.
That's right, and we have silver 5s. So, I don't know if we discussed the Blurst, which is Blessed and Cursed items, which means they can have a -5 all the way up to a +5 rating, giving them stronger or weaker attributes to their original levels. So, a 5 means it's going to have 5 increments of Absorb and Evasion quality to it versus a typical silver bracelet. That's going to put it on the level of about a gold.
Right, and body armor, the number for Absorb is doubled. So bracelets counting as body armor, because you wear a bracelet sort of around your waist, I guess. It's a really big bracelet. That'll be doubled. So a +5 silver adds 10 of the Absorb, which I think it means it is as good as a gold bracelet.
That's correct. Yeah, I think it's like 2 off. A gold bracelet is it 36 or is it 34? It's up there.
Yeah, I think it's.
Oh wow. Yeah,
I think it's 24 to be honest, and then 34 is the better armor. We'd have to go to the books. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Sorry, folks. Yeah, but we did see pro rings at 3.
Yeah.
Life 2, Exit, and Invis 2 are level 8.
Level 5, we got Life 1 and Wall. All good stuff.
That is a very nasty thing to find. And we have Bracket level 8 as well. And that's not going to be Will Cleosis accessible. Because he does not have pure black mages. He's only got red. Ruby, 65k.
Level 5 Warp. Level 5 Warp is going to come in handy if those black mages can learn it. I don't think so. Bottom slot there. But Thunder was able to translate the slab. We can head back to Lefane, which I believe they knew where it was.
I didn't actually catch where it was. But certainly that Ruby's going to be an interesting thing to get, because it's going to give us access to another incentive item, and while we may have a friend in the diamond business, we don't have anybody that cut us a discount on that Ruby.
Alright, so Thunder gets to Lefane and grabs the rod, which we know where the vampire lock is. That was the the dwarf cave entrance. We'll be off to that. We're going to check in the level 8 magic shop here and see what spell we're not going to get to cast tonight. Fire 1!
That's okay.
Cure 4, though. That hurts.
White magic is almost practically vanilla levels of...
yeah. That's worse than vanilla, right? I think Cure 4 is level 7.
I think you're right. But Life 2 is certainly a level 8 spell. The only thing that's not up there is Fade.
Yeah.
Invis 2 is up there.
So Falconic has found another relatively new... It's been around in experimental for a while. We're hoping to promote this feature soon. The procedurally generated waterfall in your top right corner. This is a level you've never seen before. It's never been generated before. And he's got to find that robot. It's in here somewhere.
We know that the entrance is going to be approachable from the south, as is the case with any room or door, just like in Zelda. But we don't know where in here it's going to be. And because it's procedurally generated, the waterfall is going to wrap around, just like the 4th floor of the sky.
Yeah,
so he could go in circles forever if he doesn't find the right path.
Yep. That is absolutely true. You can totally get lost in there. Meanwhile, Thunder in top left has found the mermaids, and he's going to just casually rob them. There's at least one piece in there.
One thing about the Sea Shrine, that the Mermaid's floor is typically where you would find an incentive item. That would be the slab in the original game. The Sea Shrine and Locked March are the only two incentive locations that are not incentivized in this seed. Everything else, every other location where you would normally find an incentive item, you will find one.
He's not just robbing the mermaids, he is guillotined at least one of them in an absolutely ruthless raising of this place.
That guy's some tartar sauce. He's in the mood for some fish sticks.
Oh my, just gruesome. Nothing in there, a piece or two, and Thunder's out.
Thunder's gonna check out Sarda's cave. Little baby eggs. Yeah, we have found Tia, which means we've also found Warmac, which is required this seed.
Yeah, well, it's required if you want to defeat Tiamat. It's a great EXP boost if you think you've got what it takes. With all those nukes, it's possible, but Thunder, not in the mood. Yeah. Only like one short floor down, though, I would be so tempted to give it a shot.
I would definitely try one or two times just to see. And if I get some experience on the way there, I might walk that out too, because the experience you're going to get from fights on that bridge, pretty good. Any enemy you fight, mages, fighters, slimes, all of those have a tendency to be pretty good XP. Red Hydras as well. Think of a few more. And
Thunder finds Kraken on the Bahamut entrance. Let's see, Cardia Swampy. He crashes the airship. All souls perish, but he tries again.
And we've got Adamant from the Robot, the Brobot, as I call him.
The Brobot. Katana -3. That's a shame. Excalibur +1.
Yep. Every seed that I've seen recently, katanas have rolled low stats, and I think some programmer out there is pro Vorpal, because I've been getting stuffed by that damn thing so often in my seeds where I'm trying to run a fighter, or I'm trying to run a thief ninja, and getting stuck with that. It's like a lot of 5s here. Everything silver is a 5.
Alconic's trying to nuke the whales. It's a bit of a job, though. They won't go easy.
Nuking the whales. Sir, I don't believe those are whales.
Great white shark, whales, whatever. Nuke -5 axe. That'll be... We're not going to swing it, but if there's anyone in the party that couldn't cast nuke yet, that's one you got to tell your teammate about.
Right. Then we find... If we can find another one of those, or find Fade for that white mage, we can have 4 top-level, non-elemental sweeper spell casters. That means that Warmech becomes a little bit less intimidating at that point.
Yeah, it's definitely a jet seed now, and it really boils down to, I don't even think I've seen a team wipe out of the first 30 seconds here. It's really just going to be... and with the way shard hunts are, you don't have to go to specific places. You don't have to necessarily get lucky and find a thing in a chest to win. Like, it's really how fast you can scour the whole planet, which is a really cool kind of a twist on the usual system.
Yep. It's much more about execution than it is about luck and finding the right thing, like you said, in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, so... that's the dream of this tournament, is that it really will sort of try to create situations where there are more than one route to victory, and we'll see if that pans out tonight, because, I mean, with all the nukes and the nuke axe, it's going to be pretty irradiated up in here. That's all
I would say so. Yeah, every team has at least 2 casters.
There it is. You got level 3 Fade. It is night learnable.
There you go. Cure 3's not bad. Ruse on the white mage. It's going to be nice to have to keep your life caster alive. Till Kraken 2 back rows him.
So yeah, does. Magic aplenty.
Here's the CC room. Oh, and a Masa. Wait, that's not the CC room. That's actually that's the gimme room. CC's up from there.
Yeah,
but
that's
we have a Masa.
Sky 3 or something with tons of treasure chests. I always call it the Sky Treasure Room.
Yep.
Sky Treasure
14.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
Top right has 6 chests in it, so we have 14 on this floor alone.
And the beauty of it is, it's just one step down from Cardia Swampy, so you can clean it out easy peasy. Thunder, I don't even think pause to equip the Masamune +2. That's how newbie this seed is. We'll see.
We know who this is. This is Sarda! And he's got a loot!
And the old man's like rocking out in the basement.
That's
and
what
he's
I'd be
like,
doing.
yeah, it's time to find a real job. Sort of gives up the loot.
He had to run down. He got chased down there by a guard sentry pack, and he hasn't left in about 4 years. He's living off of cream corn.
It's time to get a real job. He's going to shave his beard, get rid of his guitar, go back to school.
Man-cats, one of the more dreaded enemies. I know Will and I both hate those things.
You know what
Gone.
I don't hate is gold bracelets +3 for sale in Elfland. That was a clever check. Sometimes, you get so carried away you barely even stop into these weapon and armor shops. You're like, well, it's vanilla gear. How good can it be? Well, a gold bracelet +3 is pretty good.
Always check. You never know. You might get a pro ring for 5. You might get something crazy.
Yeah.
It's always worth taking a check. It's only seconds off of your game.
Thunder trying to find something. Back into Gaia. At this point, if you're tuning in a bit late, you're missing just a marathon condensed into a sprint seed. We had level 1 nuke that was available to every single player, at least one caster in every screen. It has really sort of set the stage for a fast run. Both teams are picking up pieces left, right, and center. Nobody is ready for Topher yet.
Will just got double zonked by the king and the princess. We had a soft potion and 300 and some odd gold. That's it. So we've eliminated 2 of our dud locations just now in one shot.
Yes, that's right. So a lot of incentivized locations, 22 locations, 19 incentive items. So there should be 3 duds, and 2 of them were upstairs Corneria, as we'll just point out. So
we just got to find one more dud, and then we know everywhere else is going to be worth checking.
Yep.
I don't know how essential it's going to be to promote at this stage when you've got level 3 Fade, level 1 Nuke, Masa 2. I don't think you need to promote. I think you're good.
Yeah, you get Warp, but I don't know. Probably not worth.
No, I wouldn't even bother probably. I mean, if I was running a ninja, which I of course would, yeah, maybe.
Maybe not for that katana -3 though, such a letdown.
Yeah.
You just give that ninja the nuke axe and say, just hold this up.
Simply at that point you do, yeah.
Crunch crunch rubies are my favorite.
You've got a problem, sir. Seek help. And we're gonna see what he's hoarding though.
It's the only NPC you can't guillotine. He's got a piece down there, that's worth it. And the TNT.
TNT, it's dynamite.
I don't think we found the dwarves yet, but we have the adamant and the TNT, so...
Yeah, I don't remember that. I don't remember finding it.
We'll come bearing gifts. One guy gets a magic rock, and the other guy gets a high explosive, but they're both thrilled to receive them.
The TNT, kids. And we found Kraken, which I think was already found at one point.
Shout out to Seattle, naming their NHL team Kraken.
That's right. We have a Kraken here. Here's a pretty big room, 10 chests. Falconic is going to be clearing this out.
Yeah, that's where the nuke axe is. He'll be thrilled to find that. It's a -5 axe.
He paused. I saw him pause for a second, probably just jumping up and down in his seat.
Yeah. He's like, it's gonna be this kind of run, is it?
Which came first, the man cat or the cat man? Animaniac asks. I don't know. They're both awful. I have no idea.
Yeah, if you crossbreed them, you just get a cat or a man.
Right. Man-man's pretty boring. Cats are pretty cute, and
Yeah, they have the head of a cat and the body of a cat, so they are quite cute.
Yep. And you can generally find them on YouTube. Now here the Harm 4 would come into play as well for that white mage. If you don't have Fade, Harm 4 is a pretty good option.
Alright. We're at Earth 4 on Thunder's screen. Will's cleaning up the chest floor, in Sky. Aha! Sir Linkalot finds the robot. Robot.
Okay, another gold 3 has been found. That is a welcome find. That's another reason why I'm saying you probably do not need to promote, is you got good bracelet armor, and those bracelets don't have an evasion penalty beyond 1, so that's better than like a standard flame armor or ice armor. It's not quite as good as dragon, but it's definitely up there.
Ah, there's the other nuke 5-axe in Earth 4.
Oh, buddy.
It's all singing, all dancing now.
Oh, no doubt.
It's a nuclear party and everyone's invited.
Yep. Fallout 5 confirmed.
Final Fantasy Fallout.
I'll be okay with that.
Alright. What else have we got here? Huh? Will's about to get the loot.
Seeing a lot of retreaded ground here at this point, as everybody else is going where everybody else has already been.
Yeah, it's one of those points where you can try to take stock and make an educated guess as to who you think is in the lead. It's very hard to do in an entrance and floor shuffle. It's made even harder by the fact that the orbs don't matter because we're just counting shards and both teams already know where Topher is and everyone has the loot. So it's anybody's game. Oh, Thunder finds Bahamut and then looks like they're ready to promote. He's only got 4 shards. I finally noticed Thunder has 4. Keep your eyes peeled in the top left corner of their windows when they open up their menus.
Thunder has 3. Sir Link-a-Lot rather has 3.
Yeah, so still very early in the peace hunt for those two. I'd like to get a look at Falconix and Will's screens when I can to see how they're stacking up. But we do know where a lot of the fiends are, though, so if you start like fiend hunting, you can rack it up real quick. But we still have to get to 28. So shard hunt used to be either, a randomized number or 24 to 32. But recently we added a few more settings to allow it to be fixed at specific values, and so this tournament is using stuck to 28 for this first round at least.
By killing Kraken and Tiamat, and I think that's going to be a pretty easy job to do if we have access to Bane or Brack. We just spam that until you kill him.
Yeah, we've also got like 4 nukes. If the Game Changers find that other axe, then they'll have them too.
Right.
Pro Ring +3, pretty good there for Sir Link.
Yes. Always a welcome find, so you don't have to buy that in the shop, even though you can. I believe it was in Gaia.
Yeah, the gold bracelets +3. Gold bracelets +3.
There you go.
They were, bracelet, whatever. They were 65,535, so that'll set you back if you wanted a couple of those.
We were watching a video on tongue twisters, maybe an hour and a half ago here at my house. So it's funny that comes up. I am. Yep. A little bit of practice.
All right. If I'd have known.
Yeah. Should have sent you a link. Pro Cape 1 is not terrible.
Yeah, with all the casters, you can't complain.
No.
For people keeping track, the Pro Cape normally offers 8 absorb, but you add 1 of that for 9, and that's as good a shield as you're going to get for any of your casters.
We have an incentivized ribbon in this seed, but I don't think I've found any of the players having found one yet. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I just don't think I've seen one.
No, I can't make any corrections there. Sounds good. And Will entering the Earth Cave entrance to get to Marsh says, yeah, let's check it out. Throw up a tent.
It's a normal wealth in these seeds too, which means that you're going to get the same distribution of items that you would normally get. So that means there should be 3 ribbons in this game, if I'm not entirely off base.
Oh, right, yeah.
That's one of the biggest things they need to find at this point, is at least 1, so that their Lifecaster can survive a dive into Topher.
Yeah. Topher's just as deadly as it always is. I mean, you do have lots of nuke to work through, so that should make it a lot easier, but if your casters, say, run out of charges before you get to the bottom, it's going to be ugly.
Yep. 100 to 250 is an intimidating spread for a low-level party. So if you're trying to get in there at 18, 19, 20, 21, you're going to need a little bit of luck, a little bit of RNG, and some very, very smart resource management to get through that, because you can get whacked down pretty fast, pretty hard.
Yeah, with those normal non-clamped shuffles, your expected value is 100%. But when you clamp the bottom, your expected value is now halfway between the two. So you're expecting 175%.
Correct.
Which is a lot. It's a lot. I mean,
you're talking about chaos. That's
yeah.
approximately 30. What's that? 3,500. Yeah.
Trenton would say, "Don't do math on Twitch."
No, it's 3,500 HP, if I'm not mistaken.
That checks out. I like it. I like 3,500.
Yep. 175 times 2 would be 350. So yeah.
We better stop.
I want to be the one guy who can do math on Twitch and not screw himself up. I need another claim to fame. It's not just a thief guy anymore.
All right.
He's the math guy.
Thief math guy. Are we trying to gain friends, Will, or lose friends?
You know what? As long as the number moves, I don't care.
All right. Pro Ring 3. Yeah, I think Sir Linkalot says I'll take a couple of those.
A couple 4.
Yeah.
Bye-bye lobsters.
Catch a Link is asleep at the inn and out. Guy is apparently a cave, but it's a lovely cave. Really resplendent. Alright, so Will has reached Ordeals, which is typically something of an ordeal. Yeah. I don't think he's got Warp, and he's not promoted, so I don't think anybody has Warp.
Should be an incredibly easy ride through here with level 1 nuke, level 3 fade, and level 2 harm 4 for things like zombies.
He's making notes so that his next trip through isn't so bad.
Yep. There's only 4 splits that you have to worry about. There's there's 3 rooms of 2 pillars, and there's the room with 4. So if you can remember up, down, far, 3, or something like that, that's generally how you got to think about it. And just get an idea of where you've already been, what you've already done. And following a pattern generally makes sense.
Level 4 fast, we'll take that.
Level 4 fast, and it's what's what we call French vanilla, because I think it's normally the 4th spell, but I'm not 100% certain. Another piece found on Sir Linkalot's side. He's up to 6.
One of the best pieces of black magic in the vanilla games. It actually works.
It does work. Works very well. Would have loved to have access to that last night when I was running 4 thieves up against that. when I'm swinging an Ice 3 sword. And we've got max evade enemies and max absorb enemies. And lock was not set to land every time, so I was missing most of them.
Alright, Linkalot makes it to the dwarves. The adamant becomes the crystal.
Falconic is getting blazed and decides, nah, we're done. Nah.
There you go, finally something that you had to quit on. Took a while.
TNT tournament.
That key! Love
what
that.
What a great place to get the key.
Yeah, the key master right there. It's like, here you go.
And a harm 3 shirt. Nah. Fire 2 gauntlet. We had those last night too.
Pro ring and a piece, which makes it all worthwhile.
Somebody said +5 Vorpal in chat. I must have missed where that was found. Possibly on Will's side.
That's what the game changers like to see. They named their whole team after the sword, so I'm sure they're giddy with excitement.
Yeah, for some reason.
Honestly, though, we'll see if they even swing the thing. If you have 2 nuke axes, I don't know if it's worth the effort, but that's
Vorpal 5, if they want to take the time to promote, that is a fantastic thing to have. I'm generally anti-Vorpal, but when it's a Vorpal 5 and it's your best endgame weapon, you know, equip it and smile and just kill things.
Yeah, it should have crit through the roof, damage much higher than normal. It'll be awesome. Alright. Corneria Castle Archives. We got the Rune -3 sword. Not what you're looking for.
This is an incentive location as well. We have a cube.
The cube. We saw the cube block.
We saw Mirage 3.
Yeah, we know where the Q block is. I mean, somebody does. I certainly don't, but these runners probably do.
I am the type of person. I've taken notes. Every single entrance and floor shuffle that I've played in, I've got a notebook and I write down every single entrance on the notebook, and then I map my way through it. I write down every location, every floor, everything, so that I never lose track of where I've been and where I'm going. When I don't do that, I lose by a lot.
It's a lot to keep in your head if you're trying.
It is, yeah. I have the 1-2 punch of dyslexia and ADHD, which definitely does not help when you're trying to figure out where you need to go.
Now, making a book is handy. I'm sure these runners are doing some similar tactic, whether it's a notebook or what have you, and of course they're relying on each other.
Sort of like Lot getting all mucked up, and he picks up
there's the
1, 2, and you got 2 pieces there. Fire 3 hammer, so we've got 2 fire AoE items. A fire 2 gauntlet and a fire 3 hammer.
And I'm Vorpal 5 on Trenton. On Will's party, just waiting for that promotion. And then some bad men. You gotta watch out for these guys.
Yeah, they are not good.
Is the plural of bad men or bad mans?
I'm not gonna say bad mans. That just sounds really stupid and ignorant. They are bad men, and no one can correct me on that.
I have a soft spot for bad mans, but I'll let you have it.
Bad mans. It's simple. We kill the bad mans.
Yes, we do. At every turn until there are none left, just like Will did.
Yep.
Alright, so Falconic has found a dwarf cave. He's gonna get his Mystic Key and his peace down there. It's nice to, find some peace.
I was about to say exactly what Classic Gamer just said in chat. Watch Falconic take a beeline for Ordeal's first chance. Now, I wouldn't be surprised. He's gonna have to find a tail and get himself big, get himself his promotion from HR, as LFB would say.
Yeah. Congratulations, Parappa. You may move on to the next level.
Kick, punch, it's all in the mind.
Yeah. Punch, get, crack, the egg into the bowl.
And we're going to see what the waterfall entrance has in store. I don't know if we've been there yet on anybody's screen.
I don't think so. I don't recognize the color. I always try to play that game where I try to remember what color stuff is. It does give you a clue as to what the entrance was, but it's pretty hard to forget. Pretty easy to forget, excuse me. Yeah. Especially when there's 4 going on. I can barely do it for myself. And
Will has reached Cleveland, I mean Melman.
Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Cleveland?
Yeah, Cleveland, yes.
Oh my. We're just coming out swinging tonight.
One thing Melman's got on Cleveland, their river isn't on fire, so I mean, there's that.
And Rock and Roll Hall of Fame kind of tips it back.
There's that.
Although Melman does have, the Archaeology Hall of Fame.
Oh! I'm sure that their 5 visitors a year are really happy to hear you shout out.
Dr.
Doctor.
It's kind of like
Is he an archaeologist, or is he a linguist, or is he a little bit of both?
I think he's mostly full of crap.
My doctorate is in art history.
He just teaches you, pig Latin. He just went to Lefane and, paid someone to teach him the language.
Oopale.
Alright. We've got some new floors now. Let's bring our attention back to Sir Lancelot. Your bottom left corner has found the, asterisk floor, or whatever you want to call it, in the Sky Palace. It does have an incentive chest in the bottom left corner. Almost there. Almost there.
Opal -5. That's an unfortunate bonus.
Yeah, that makes it about the same as a gold bracelet. Would be, but the gold bracelets are +3, so you can forget about that opal one.
Yeah, it's of lower quality than something you can buy in a store, so that incentive is not an incentive at all.
Yeah, it's like a cracked sash, and
you would have much rather had found a ribbon there than that.
No kidding.
And ribbon, if it's -5, it don't matter. It just means it's still 1 absorb. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Nothing can be below 1, so -6 on ribbons don't impact it.
Correct.
But a ribbon 5 all of a sudden is something respectable.
Mm-hmm. Will taking on some guards. Thunderalot finding the actual ice cave.
Time to go get promoted. Thunder's taking their time.
There we go. Congratulations, you've earned a promotion, sir.
The honor.
Corner, got the corner office at the windows. Way to go. And we're gonna find out what our ice cave has in store for us. It is the herb. We've got the herb. A flame 5 is not bad. It's a nice little backup weapon. Higher evade penalty? I thought the evasion was just a 0. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look at the chart.
No, yeah, the evade penalty is 1 for like everything. So if it does add to the evade penalty, yes, it's not going to kill you more, right? Right.
No.
That's a good point.
So it's a heavy ribbon.
I don't know. Yeah. It's a really cumbersome, you know.
Oh man, video game logic is crazy.
It's like 20 feet long. It's just like everywhere. It like wraps around your leg. You're like trying to dodge it.
Made out of lead. Why are you walking around with your chin in the air? Look behind me.
The ribbon is
walking around with a fruit bowl on your head. Yeah. This ribbon made by Chiquita.
Del Monte. Enjoy them, old man.
Let's see what the 6-pack has here for Sir Link-a-Lot. He just decides I'm gonna go walk over here and back again. Getting steps in for the day. And we have Falconic at the Marsh split going down.
Going down.
Honey, we're going down swinging.
What do we got down here? We've got Volcano Lava Floor. Thunder's something new for us. The sea floor that's narrow with a couple of free chests. Not technically free, but they're like one step out of the way. You don't see a lot of people skipping those ones. And then
now we have, and then C4, the explosive Sharknado room. Sun -4, not great.
not
great at all. Nope.
Great.
Here, have a coral sword. Enjoy.
An undead coral sword. Ah, zombie D.
All right.
Little undead party.
Little harm 4 thrown out there. Still throwing a nuke stick. That makes sense. Still higher.
What's interesting is these parties have screamed through this game so fast. They're relatively low level. Like, when the enemies do take the nukes, they're taking some serious hits, so...
Yes. Yeah, there's no reason to stop and grind at all.
No.
Ice 4! That's real nice. That's a really good find.
I mean, they may save this world, but at what cost? There has been so many nuclear detonations.
It wasn't the right thing to call it. I think it being flare, traditionally speaking, definitely translates differently.
Yeah, that was a miss.
Yeah. Fire good and nuke bad.
Alright, Pro Rank 3, a little gear shuffling. Let's take a look at Will's screen. He's gonna be quick. Oh, I saw he had about like 5 shards only. So there's still lots of shard hunting to be done.
We've done a lot of exploration. It's surprising that they have as few shards as they've got. I think Thunder showed he has 10.
Yeah, in that regard, I believe the Thunderalots on the left are in the lead.
Oh, yeah, that Link-a-Lot's somewhere in the, looks like, I think it was 14 range. They're pretty substantially ahead on shards, and I guess, really, if you're looking at progress, they've got roughly the same items. I think Sir Thunderalot has more key items as well. So, in any measurable circumstance,
there it is.
They're the lead, and we have a ribbon finally.
Have a ribbon in the Sharknado chest. Not incentivized, but good one to check nonetheless.
No. Now, did you say we had 3 loose in this one, or just 3 duds?
3 duds.
Yeah. So that was not an incentive ribbon. It's still out there, kids.
Yeah, we do have the better trap treasure flag checked off, which means certain chests that are trap locked, that are like trap tile guarded, are likely to be better gear, and so that is the kind of place you would expect to find a ribbon.
Nuking down some sea snakes. Underwater nuke. If you see bubbles on the surface, you'll know what happened. Low 20s for Falconic. I wouldn't call that low level necessarily.
No, not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I misspoke earlier. It's just because the enemies are clamped, like even the vanilla, pardon me, the overworld and the dungeon enemies, not the bosses. They're all clamped 100 to 200, so there's just so many hard hitters out there. There are.
On. Oh, we have the XP Pinata fight up here in the top left. That would be a sizable win. And a Nacho in the bottom right.
Alright, Thunder's still carving his way through this orange country here. And he
No country
finds
for orange men.
Yes, the orange man.
No country for orange men.
Alright.
Alright, so we have the Lich floor here.
Yeah, Lich might count as an orange man, and it's time to take him down.
Yeah.
Should be a cakewalk for 2 shards. But again, we remind you, those shards are not shared. So if Randomizer wants those 2, he's going to have to take down Lich himself. Probably will, just based on... Well, it was a few floors down, so all of a sudden you start to wonder, is it worth it, or do you just sort of check that one off as something you can do if you need to? And
Meme strats. He cast 2 Quakes here.
And they are ineffective, and now his team is falling asleep. Yeah, they're back. People don't stay asleep long, and the higher level you are, the more likely you are to wake up faster. So, sleep is kind of a silly thing. And there we go.
Take care of business.
Terminated.
2 more pieces.
I see 12 there for Thunder.
I think Linkalot's got somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 or 15.
Looks
Maybe
like
more at this point.
9 on Falconic for me. I just caught his screen. So, yeah, a small lead for Thunderalot, no doubt.
They have the incentive item lead. They've got the, shard/piece lead. I don't know if they have an exploration lead, but they probably do based on the fact that they have more key items.
Yeah, it would be hard not to. Pop into the vendor here. Not a lot there for sale, but houses accessible on the overworld is nice. The caravan is easy to forget about if you find the vendor item, but it's a great place to stop for quick shopping because you don't have to walk through a town. You just park and fly, you know?
Exactly right. So, you'll have to clarify this for me because I don't actually know the answer to this question. We have 1 set of orbs here. Does that mean that if Linkalot went to go kill Lich, he wouldn't be there? Or does that mean that they can both kill him?
Wow, that's an excellent question.
Yeah. Both can kill Lich. According to Jonathan Yoshi, they can both kill Lich.
Yeah, for the 2 shards.
You
would think because I coded this that I would know the answer to that, but it has been over... You would think that. And you'd be wrong.
Yes.
It's been over a year. I'm sure that if that wasn't possible, somebody would have told me by now. But there you go.
I'm sure you've coded plenty of things since then, so yeah, you can be forgiven for that.
Yeah, so what normally happens is the item is shared between you, but not the act of opening the chest that gave it to you. So if, for example, you find the rod in a chest, it'll synchronize the rod over to the other person, but they can still go to that chest, open it, and get the rod again. Right? So it's a similar situation there with lighting the orbs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your answer. Now that I think about it.
Okay, just refreshed my stream.
Yeah, I should probably do the same.
Yeah. So it's been 50 minutes since this race started. Yeah. Just want to make sure we're not falling too far behind.
Yeah. It's been 1 week since...
It's been...
Yeah.
I thought it too. You just said it. Will making his way out of Ice Cave, we presume. And Falconic taking a little trip to whatever Gaia is. I already forgot. Maul, that's Mirage 3. That's the cube lock. They have the cube. And so they will enter.
Bullocleosis has just about finished plumbing the depths to the ice cave. Not gonna drop down. He's out of here.
An eye fight on Thunder.
10 shards for Will.
A little impromptu optometry.
Yeah, the price is right.
That's right.
Another piece in the top right corner of the asterisk room there for Thunder. Yeah, eyes are generally great EXP. So when they're soft like that, you take your time to take them down.
Most people don't like being paid in experience, but this is one of those times when you are.
Peace,
Quite
peace,
all right.
peace. So 3 of them in the upper right section of this floor.
Oh, God. Catching up, or Thunder catching up quick to his partner. Level 24 across the board.
Yeah,
Looking real healthy.
If you can actually split up the exploration with your teammate effectively, and one of you doesn't get like stuck, and manage to keep track of where all the pieces are that you find, so that your teammate can just grab the easy ones and the quick ones and get up to 28 faster. Like, I think there's a lot of time savings that can be made there between a team that does it well versus the team that does that clumsily. It's a chance for, Thunder and Linkalot to hold on to their lead, or for, Falconic and Will to make a bit of a comeback. I noticed Linkalot now has quite a few shards.
Yes.
Maybe 20?
That is very, very good. And knowing where Kraken and Tiamat are, this is probably what I'll be working on.
Yeah, there's your 8 right there, right? So
That's right.
And Tiamat is at the top floor pretty much. I think there's one
It's that ice floor. It's that 3-step ice floor.
That's the one. Yeah, there's a tiny little 3-stepper in the way, but neglecting that, it's just a straight shot. So that's got to be on the list. With all the nukes, you can probably nuke your way past the Warmech before it nukes you. Chances are its skills are shuffled away anyhow.
Correct. Will only had a fight with just one Gurmedusa. You like them to bring friends with them.
Yeah, that's a great EXP. Boone, if you can find a trap tile with 7 Gurmedusas.
Low HP and very high payout. And that's true of a lot of enemies in the randomizer, because in the original game, these are enemies that you're fearful of, because they can do nasty, nasty things to you. But in this case, like evil men have nuke. I think Gurmedusas have the ability to turn you to stone. So you want to avoid them. Oh, rub glove. That's
We're not
moving on. Yeah. Well, not touching is the reason for the never mind.
The less said about that, the better.
Wear a mask, kids. Wear a mask. Stay safe. That's what I was talking about. Iron Gull trap tile on Thunder's side.
Yeah, let's check out the experience gain from this. Oh, actually busting out the Masamune there. That rusty old blade.
This is a non-incentive chest, so there won't be a key item in here, but I might take a couple extra fights, and Thunder agrees with me.
Yeah, and double Iron Gulls this time.
And they don't have that high of HP or seemingly super high absorb, so yeah. I mean, you can level pretty quickly off of these cats.
Yeah, you just gotta be careful to keep that White Wizard alive so that you can exit out of here. I think he's got exit.
Well, he's got warp as well.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, you're fine. If your White Mage dies, that sucks, but I mean, you're not stuck. And we have Falconic.
What's up with the... Oh, setting up a very specific grind here. We're actually killing off the Black Mages. I was wondering what the plan was. Now I'm catching up. That's a...
Yeah. Probably wants more hits on his fighter with that Masa and more, a little bit more HP on his White Mage.
Yeah,
that would be my guess.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll touch base hopefully after for... But that certainly looks to be the play here. What do you think about it? We were saying earlier, we were pretty sure there wasn't going to be much grinding. Now, Thunder's setting up a very deliberate night grind. What do you think?
When you get something like an Iron Gull trap tile, it's very tempting to take that and make sure you have survivability. Like I said, this is a clamped seed. You can run into some nastiness, and you want to be able to survive it. And having a White Mage over 400 over that nuke top line is very, very important. Because that can be the difference between a wipe or not.
Yeah. There we go. 1 nuke axe, 10,000 EXP. We're gaining level.
Every single turn, it's going to be insane XP. All he has to do is keep his knight alive. That's it. Just heal between battles. 19,000 XP. He's going to have this. Yeah. Oh god, 29. And I think isn't level 29 where he's getting an additional hit. Well, actually, it's going to be different because the Masa has a bonus on it. So yeah, I don't know.
It's hard to predict exactly where it's going to fall, but I don't think Thunder's too worried about it. I would see him take this another couple levels just for all the HP.
Yeah.
All the HPs.
Mm-hmm. And his partner is probably going to take a little bit of time there himself when he gets there.
Yeah, the nice thing about this is since you know now where that grind is, that partner can sort of let the party die along the way. Like, you don't have to be super concerned about yourself. Just kind of let your characters take some damage here and there while you're working your way down, and then they'll be almost dead by the time they get there.
Falconic is bypassing all the chests here on the, the TFC floor, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, that's a super annoying floor. Like, all the chests are spread out. Every room only has one in it. Just hate this floor.
He's bringing his black mages back. They're alive, housing up. Level 35 is sufficient for Thunder. He's moving on. I don't remember what the top side of the marsh split was, but Will Cleosis is about to refresh my memory. So it is Earth 4.
He's heading into the nuke axe room. That's where you get your second nuke axe.
Yeah. Good thing to have two of.
Yeah, I mean, you can never have enough. You just gotta be careful that someone doesn't accidentally, like, borrow it and blow something up. So you have to be really careful who you lend it
to. In the wrong hands, yeah.
It's a very, Alright, Thunder getting close to Warmac.
Yeah.
We'll see.
This is going to be even more XP for his team.
Yeah, now Warmac counts as a boss for the purposes of bonuses. So Warmac is clamped from 100 to 250.
That is correct.
Could be a doozy. Base 1,000 HP, as we said, could have something more than that.
as high as 2,500. You can have higher than, I guess, vanilla chaos levels of HP. And shares the spell and skill list with all the other fiend refights. So he's going to get some information here potentially as well. Some of the spells can be thrown out of the pool, like if he sees a slow 2, one of the nukes, nuclear, cure 4.
Slimes, that's a good fight for EXP too. Let's see
for
what we
sure.
get. Slimes. Yeah, 4,000. Slimes not bad. Alright, here we are. Good time, Warmac.
Yeah. What's our line this time?
I think something, time to die.
I'm being depressed, I believe.
We're seeing fasts.
And wall.
Oh, wow.
3 hits for 522.
Get the fast up, get the wall up. Alright.
Jeez.
It's,
Why are we not? Yeah. Ruse is a good idea at this point.
Yeah. Oh,
Cure 4! That's out of the pool. We now know that no fiend in TOF is going to have Cure 4. That is a big, big piece of information to have.
Fire 3. Now it's a real question of how long is that spell pool. Oh boy, only 6 damage. This is going to be a bit of a battle if we're going to do it this way.
Almost every spell pool is going to be 8 deep.
Using the lock that never misses.
Yep.
7 hits, still 199. Yeah, we're running out of party members here. We can bring them all back if we can win the fight. The question is, can we win the fight?
I wouldn't see why not. He's already probably taken off a good 12, 13, 1400 HP from this thing, so...
How long before the next Cure 4, though? How long?
It's quite a few more cycles through. I think you're going to be fine. Blaze.
Got some skills in there. 6 hits, 192.
Mm-hmm. Bane does nothing.
There. Down
again. And 42,000 XP to split between the two of you. Enjoy.
Up to level 40.
Oh, mercy.
That's a party.
They are durable. That's why he stopped at 35, because he knew he'd get them to 40 in one fight. Yeah. Why are we not casting Bane? Just cast Bane, dude. Give it a fighting chance.
Lincoln Thunder just
not doing well.
There's pin cushions at this stage. They look all tough as like Goldes, but no, they're not. They're not as tough as Goldes. There we go. 8 hits, 726. Put Tia in the bag. That'll get another 4 shards here for Thunder, and 5 away from his 28.
Link is super duper close. He's 3 away. Sitting at 25. And with this Kraken fight, Sir Linkalot will have access to TOF.
Awesome.
is a very, very big moment for Team Thunderalot. Because as soon as Link gets in there, he's going to start getting some information on how nasty TOF is that he can relay to his partner.
Frankly, Thunder right behind his teammate, already on Kraken's floor.
Yep. He is geographically right behind him. I don't know how he's doing on... Well, it looks like this is not going to put him over 28. It's just going to get him about 1 or 2 away.
Yeah. I'm sure they've got one more between the two of them somewhere on their notes, right? If one teammate has 28, you should probably know exactly what you're missing.
Right.
Meanwhile,
So,
Falconic and Will, I just saw Falconic has about 16, so still quite a ways to go. Quite a ways to go.
Yes. Well, there's 2 more for Falconic. Yeah, a point being made in chat here by Mighty Metric Batman that there's a very good chance that Sir Lancelot goes to the Iron Gall grind, and I agree that is a good play. Part of the benefit of Thunder having... if he can get through here and get himself to 28 and get into TOF, he can inform Sir Lancelot whether or not it's necessary to grind much farther. But in all likelihood, he's not going to be far enough ahead to give him that information in a useful manner. They're probably going to be pretty close together in terms of their time in. 1281 damage on Kraken 1. Say goodnight. Thunder is 1 away.
There you go. House, restore full HP, all set. Thunder looks like he's making a beeline for Temple of Fiends.
Is there a piece in the locked chests in TOF?
I don't think so.
If there is, he's all set. At 103. Invis 2 is level 8, Chadbert. It is a very, very high level spell. There it is! As predicted, Thunder has found his 28th piece in the TOF lock chest, and apparently he's going up to these top ones because there must be something in it.
Oh,
Another ribbon. Ribbon number 3? 2.
There it is. All that remains to be seen. The horrors of the Temple of Fiends revisited.
Those checks were indeed money. Very, very helpful checks.
You're so money.
He definitely knows it. Worm ambush. Yeah, why not just reset up? Why not?
Let's just have a do-over on that.
Yeah, it's the first fight. Just reset.
Nope. Oh, there they are.
There you go. Now that's a better...
I think maybe they weren't sure if they had done a reset, so they were just like, let's see.
We're looking good now.
Yep.
Thunder! On the Phantom Room. I don't think Thunder's going to do what I always do and check those validation chests. He's just going right to that loot. And descending further into the madness. Falconic taking down some mages. On his way through the ice cave, Will Cleosis is looking like he's got somewhere in the ballpark of 20 to 22 pieces.
Now we've got Jonathan Yoshi in chat, keeping up with the piece count. Falconic 21, Will Cleosis 20.
Yep, they are going to have to scoot. Because at this point, Thunder and Link are both going to be in TOF.
Yeah, Thunder's on the Earth floor now. Let's see if we'll see if Lich gets off any attacks. So find out what Lich has before Lich perishes. Maybe, maybe not.
Is Link going to take that grind?
Looks like Link's going to Melman pick up.
He wants life. Aha. I guess it was locked. Yeah. Alright, Falconic getting the heck out of there. Will's doing damage with that Masa and the Wormack fight. Link is leaving and probably going directly back to TOF.
Thunder taking the old meat shield strategy for the carry fight, positioning the black mages up front. Really give Knight the best chance. One of them falls to poison gas.
Not a big deal.
No.
And carry is getting weakened very quickly. Not super high evasion or absorb. And I think we're almost there. And the nuclear comes out. Owie.
Yeah, that's relatively small potatoes, as long as that White Wizard stays healthy. 10 hits, 1098. Yeah,
Good Lord and mercy.
that'll do it.
Yeah. You know, I don't think Thunder has the Vorpal equipped. I think he's swinging a Masa. As if it were the better sword.
Well,
Masa +2. It's beautiful. Oh, Gas D-Pack 4. He says, no, I'm good on XP. Let's just go.
I can't run from the sea troll and lobsters. It's like,
Oh, what a terrible unrunnable.
just tempting. Do they have it?
Oh, and they have Death Touch?
I like it.
Get out of the city. Oh, man.
That's just annoying. If they catch the White Wizard with one of those, that would really.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, and they have at least 4 hits, if not more. So that is a bad enemy to have it. Like, down here, I think the only enemy that would be worse to have it would be the Gurmedusa.
Yeah.
Or Kraken 2, of course. That would probably be a bit worse, yeah.
Here we go again.
So, yeah, the Death Touch enemies in an unrunnable pack with multiple hits. Have fun, kids. Enjoy.
Well, the Nuke Axe bails you out yet again. Oh, this time we got a couple of them. There's just so much Nuke.
Yeah, I think one of the only hopes that the Game Changers have right now is that the Lobsters are going to present problems for Sir Linkalot, who has lower levels and thus has lower MDef and is more susceptible to getting Death Touch by those Lobsters. That's really, as I see it, the only logistical chance that they have to catch up and win.
Yeah, it's not looking good for the Game Changers, that's fair to say.
No. But this is co-op, anything can happen.
Yeah, both teammates have to win, right? So
That's correct.
anybody gets unlucky, everybody gets unlucky.
That's correct. Thunder's given us a little bit of a clue as to how difficult this seafloor is when you've got ungodly levels on your white mage in your fight.
Yeah.
Now,
It's
Linkalot
quite
pulling carry.
when you have 2 black wizards with level 1 nuke, and it's like
Yes.
an afterthought in your strategy. Like, not even
Yeah.
using it, just laying on the fast and stuff. There we go, got it off. 299, alright. That's a pretty good start.
Yeah, ruse. That's exactly what I'd be doing too. Ruse up that white wizard before you lose. Ruse before you lose.
Well, the black wizard beat shield does its job.
And that ruse paid off because got a little bit of a love tap from Kraken. And that should do it.
6 hits, 305.
Sir, Team Sir Dur gets through that fight with minimal incident.
Thirder.
Sir Dur.
It's catchy.
Yeah. Look at that. All these fiend fights happening at the same time. We got Tiamat on Falconic's side, we got Kraken on Wilcleos' side, we had Kraken 2 on Thunder's side, and we had Carry 2 on Sir Linkalot. And not even Wilcleos himself could call all these bots at the same time. He has bigger calamari to fry right now. There we have TN2 pulled here on Thunder's side. He's got the farthest progress of anybody on screen.
Falconic's got all his orbs.
There we are. Falconic is good to go.
If you're Falconic, do you like your chances, or do you think I mean, it's easy for us to say, we've got all the facts, but
I don't know.
if you're in
I'm
the chat,
I don't know. Like, if I'm Falconic, I don't know if I'm ahead or behind, but I'd play like I was behind because Thunder and Sir Linkalot are both top players in this game. I would always assume they're way ahead of me.
it's hard not to, especially with, like, I think you wiped once at the very beginning to those, like, Scorch imps. Probably been behind since then. It's hard to get that out of your head. Here we are, Thunder at the show.
There we go.
Chaos got any tricks up their sleeve, or is this it?
Well, we know he doesn't have Cure 4. He's down a nuclear. We've seen one of those. I might have slow too. But we have fasts to counter that, so it's not really that big of a deal.
3 hits, 146 out the gate without any buffs. That's you like to see that if you're Thunder.
Yeah, this might be a foregone conclusion. And since Thunderalot made it to Kraken 2, those lobsters are no longer a problem. Oh! We have a different problem, though. His fighter is dead. Could this be the opening that Team Game Changer needs? Back row the fighter. There goes the Black Mage, and with it, a lot of the offense. I don't know if Kraken has a spell list, I don't recall. Looks like all physicals. This is... Yeah, I think it's just nuke to the end.
This is close.
I think with the nuke stick and life casting, it's good to go.
Got those ruses up. Kraken can't hit you now.
One wipe and it's neck and neck, but that wipe is not going to happen. It would take multiple crits through max evasion, and or the nuke stick just breaking, which doesn't seem to have happened. Yeah.
Trusty nuke axe gets Thunder out of a jam.
To be clear, one crit would be one hit, and it would probably be somewhere in the neighborhood of 1 to 200 HP. Plenty enough to cure up from and continue nuking away. It's not a legitimate fear. It would not have. The likelihood of him losing that fight at that point was almost 0.
And yet, I'm sure that wasn't what they were thinking.
113.30. Thunder ices Chaos. 1 of 2 down. Now can Thunderalot get through T2 and Chaos and put his team on the map before Falconic or Will Cleosis get 1?
Remind me, is Thunder supposed to dot done in the race to let his opponents know that one of the two of them has finished?
I believe so. I think he can just communicate that to his partner.
Okay.
Because the win condition is both people finishing, so presumably it would be 1 dot done for the whole team.
I see. Okay.
And since we're doing it in the race room, it doesn't really matter. It's pretty much just agreed upon. Nuclear coming out and taking Link down to 352.
Yeah. So Thunderalot's party not quite as good as Thunder's was. Doesn't have as many levels. But,
No.
But still confident to be able to win this out. We shall see.
He's in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
It would take a nuke to get to knock Thunderalot down. And I do not believe that's going to happen.
Yeah, the only nukes seem to come from inside. Inferno. Bit of a surprise.
Oh. Yeah, I really don't think Thunderalot's got a lot to worry about here. We haven't seen too much of this spell list, but there's not a lot left. With Cure 4's off the table. Slow 2, again, can be countered by the Red Mage casting fast again. Nuke sticks are going to take off between 1 to 300 per round. Yeah, I think this is pretty well in the bag.
Another nuke. Boy, without the nuke sticks, you start to wonder how different the seed could have been.
Yeah, well, with level 1 nuke, probably not substantially different.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Yep. Will Cleosis getting through Lich 2 might be a little bit too late. But we will hold out hope for the team to catch up and make this a little bit more of a race than it is. However, that's up to Chaos and Sir Thunderalot at this point.
Iron goals. Unrunnable iron goals.
But we can handle them with nukes. 2 should take care of it.
Yeah, they weren't very healthy as it was, so.
No, it would have taken both of them critting that white mage in one turn to be an issue. Chaos he's a kitty cat. This race is I think for all intents and purposes this race is over. But let's let the RNG fall where it may. I may be wrong, I might eat my words.
Let's try
reverse commentary curse this.
To the bottom left corner, where Sir Thunderalot takes on Chaos to win this one for Thunderalot.
one of the favorite teams picked to win this tournament. Well, both of these teams are. And they are showing us why. They are not that far apart. We're talking about a difference of maybe 3 minutes to 4 or 5 at most. Pretty close. Lock. Not a bad idea.
7 hits, 121.
Mm-hmm.
Little invis on the fighter.
I think buffing is a good idea at this point.
Never hurts.
No. Well, it hurts Chaos. But that's the point. Falconic taking down Carry. 8 hits coming out there.
Chaos busting up the Quad X. That is not going to work.
No. That's cute, but no.
But no.
No. What you got in your bag of tricks, Chaos? Anything that's going to make this a race?
50 damage? I don't think so.
That ain't going to get the job done.
7 hits, 420. That's a pretty good chunk.
Just blazing through Chaos at this point.
Really not messing around with the invis casts.
No reason to. And 848 damage. There's a nuke! And oh, it's gonna take another one of those to make a difference at this point, but still a scary sight. Throw a Cure 4 out there, probably. Yep. This'll do it.
Wow, 1100.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe not.
Oh, there goes that.
Cure,
that's too bad. Cure 4.
That Cure 4 cinches it. Because Chaos cannot do anything to stop it at this point.
Here we go.
And this should do it.
1122. Wow, tough Chaos.
Did Chaos roll higher HP on Sir Lancelot's side? It seems like a lot more. GG.
Maybe it was just hanging on by a thread there, but yeah. GG. Thunderalot takes this one. Sir Lancelot's final time around 1:18:45, give or take.
Somewhere in that neighborhood as Falconic is approaching. Well, Falconic and Will are both approaching K2. And let's see if we can't get these fellas into the commentary booth with us to have a little bit of a conversation about this race. By the team that has emerged victorious today. Team Thunderalot. GG, welcome to the booth.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Really, it was more like Team Nuke-a-lot tonight. How do you adapt to A, the Nuke X? Well, actually, A is level 1 Nuke, and then B is finding that Nuke X right away. How does that change your strategy and maybe your approach from what you thought?
Truth be told, it didn't change my strategy too much. It gave me a more reliable source of damage if I had to go solo White Mage and then the Topher, as opposed to throwing the Maz on, or some high rolled burst hammer or something. But otherwise, I feel like it just made running through the seed to check things just a bit quicker and a bit safer. But opposed to that, I didn't really change how I would play with it. Until, you know, I came across the Iron Golems on accident, and then I was like, okay, Nuke-X very useful here.
Yeah, were you planning on any kind of grind at any point, or did you just see that and have to take it?
Well, I kind of messed up, but I did plan on going down there and doing the Agama grind, because I wanted to get some Cure 4 charges on my White Mage, just in case it came down to a solo White Mage. But I also knew we didn't check those boxes, and there was an incentive ribbon out there, or another ribbon was loose out there at that point still. So I was like, I'll check these just in case, and it didn't end up being ribbon, but then when I found the Iron Golems, I was like, okay, this is way better than those chunky Agamas. I finished my grind up to like 38, and then I went to Topher without buying Cure 4.
Don't look like you needed it.
Your partner did.
He was talking about it, and that's what reminded me of it. I was like, oh, dang it. I've gone too far. I was on the second floor of Topher. I had gone too far. I'm not going back for Cure 4.
Made a good show here, proving why you are one of the favorites to win this tournament, aside from the team you beat today, the Game Changers, and the defending champs. How do you feel after this race about your chances going through the rest of this thing?
I'll let Link start with that one.
I feel good about it. I know when we were watching the reveals, and as soon as I saw a game trend, I'm like, okay, defending champions. This will be a fun first round. But
They are not to correct you, they are not the defending champions. That'd be Spellzap and Danny, but they were the runners-up.
Oh.
But still, very, very tough competitors indeed.
Yeah, they'll be salty if you accidentally call them the defending champions. They're salty already just because they lost last year, but they an agenda this year, and it's off on the wrong foot because you guys took the first one from them. No, a lot of people are calling Thunderalot the team to beat too. So.
Yep. I will comment here on the near flawless execution. Very, very little backtracking. No, you had one stationary grind, but a very understandable one with Iron Gulls that you could nuke down. You moved. You moved your feet. You didn't stop moving your feet. You communicated well. It was obvious through watching the race that you were not running into a lot of problems with communication and knowing where things were going to be. I liked the coordination and finding that last piece in TOF locked alongside the ribbon to make that the deciding piece to get into Topher. So,
I told Link here about 30 minutes before to please check the key lock and Toph for the ribbon, and it was about time for me to go in, and I needed one shard, and I was like, where can I get one shard real quick? I was like, wait, did you ever check key locks, Toph? He's like, no, I never got around to it. I was like, okay, I'll go check. Maybe I'll find a nice shard there or a ribbon, and I end up finding both.
That is too good. You guys looked like you had it completely on lockdown from your plan, like who's doing what, where, the relatively minor amounts of backtracking you just did to get pieces that you had missed that because the other person got them first. Like everything looked incredibly polished. It's hard to imagine getting much of a better time than you did on that race from where I was sitting. With a lot of moving parts in a co-op entrance and floor shuffle with mixed up towns in there. Just almost impossible to follow, really. And I'm watching the whole thing. It's incredible. So,
take a quick break here to announce that Falconic made it through Chaos. Will Cleosis ended up trying to face him down with a solo Red Mage and was not successful in doing so. We do not have an official forfeit, I don't think. I haven't looked yet. Yes, we actually do. Falconic has forfeited officially. So that means that Thunderalot with a finish time of 1:18:34 are your champions for this evening. Possibly for the whole thing. We will see how the rest of this thing pans out. I would like to get Falconic and Will in here to interview. So let me give them extended invitation and see if they would like to comment on this nuke festival we call the race.
Yeah, I think the funny part about the nuke is when I got the first nuke axe, I told him, like, there's a nuke axe. He's like, okay, I'm going to be on my way there as soon as I'm done with this dungeon. And he found the second nuke axe in that dungeon. He's like, yeah, I'm not coming back for that nuke axe. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I also called, I was like, I was like, oh, good, that might be worth going after. But then I thought, what's good about finding a nuke axe is there's going to be another nuke axe. And then I came across that other nuke axe.
It's like, everybody's got a nuke axe anymore. You can find one in any random dungeon, it seems like.
But what about second nuke axe? Yeah, look pretty good.
Well, we'll see if Will and Falconic are of a mind to join us.
Falconic has said yes, so we just need to get him in here.
All right.
Come on in. We have to wait for them. We can't just pull them out of the ether and bring them into the booth. They have to join the setup room first. So while we are waiting for that to happen, anything that you two pulled off during this race that you want to pat yourselves on the back for that we didn't mention yet? Because there were a lot of moments.
No, I mean, not really. I just feel like him and I we've had very similar play styles and we communicate well with each other. So we just work really well on executing these seeds as quickly as we can and get the communication across clear enough to finish quick.
Communication plus execution equals champions when co-op is involved. So you and the defending champions are certainly highly communicative, very, very good at relaying information back and forth, and it's evident The execution factor that I'm seeing from the two of you combined is better than I've seen from any other team, past or present. So yeah, if I'm a betting man, and I kind of am, I'd put my money on you at this point. But there's a lot to be played, and there's a lot of room for improvement with all of these teams that have a lot of talent on them. We are still waiting to get Falconic and Will into the. We need to extend some Discord invites to them. So
yeah. Well, while we work on that, so a lot has changed in the randomizer since last summer. No thanks to me, really. It's a whole bunch of new contributors, which is really awesome. But some of the stuff that we're seeing in this year's tournament we didn't have before is the procedurally generated waterfall. It's been around a while, but I think this is its first showing in a big tournament like this. The blessed and cursed items, which we call blurst items, with the pluses and negatives. A couple other things, the NPC guillotine to cut through the people that are annoying and in the way. For you, Thunder, and then you, Link-a-Lot, what's your favorite new flag that's in this tournament you've never played competitively before?
And definitely, can we say Blurst is still new? It came out a little while ago, but it's still my favorite newer feature is the plus and minus equipment. Just makes things a lot more viable. You got a lot more options, or it takes a little more of the original options off the table of what you can really finish the game with. And it makes it a little more fun that way to me.
Cool. Link-a-Lot?
As far as me, it's kind of hard for me to say, because outside of like Lich's low limit tables and the Duck Derby, this is kind of like, I guess, my first like major tournament like that, because I've only been playing for 3 months. Little over 3 months at this point, so it's kind of hard for me to pick like a specific flag, because technically they're all like new at that point for me still.
Yeah, that's a good point. No, that's fair. It's funny having been a part of this community since I think the end of 2016 or 2017, whenever that first tournament was going. Will can tell you, to see how much the game has changed, how many more people are playing, and how much more variety is in it. Like, if you told me back then that there was going to be some sort of synchronized cooperative tournament with the entrances and the floors and the NPCs shuffled, where teammates' items are synchronized, and there's a new kind of thing called a shard or a piece that they have to retrieve 28 of to unlock Topher. None of that even existed. And it has been such a hilarious and wild ride to see where this game has come now. Lots of time to play it this year, isn't there? So what a joy. Do we have Falconic and Will yet? They said they need a Discord invite.
I'm trying to find a way to send them an invite. I don't know if I have permissions to do that.
You should, if you've got access to the tracker, I believe you can just hit the forfeit button, and that should send them.
All right, give me 1 moment here. Sorry about the delay.
So this is the reawakening of the Nits comms, huh?
It might be. We'll see how much time I can muster. It is always fun, man. I kind of miss it. All right, now we've got the game changers in here with us.
GG, folks. Tough one.
Hey, guys.
All right, let's let the finisher Falconic go first on this. You got off to a really good start between the two of you. Like, from where we were sitting, it was close for a very long time. And Thunder and Sir Link-a-Lot started to eke out a bit of a lead more and more as time went on. Towards the end, did you feel like you were behind, or did you feel like it was like neck and neck?
No, we definitely felt behind. I think if we would have had warp, we would have felt a lot better. But it took us a long time to get warp, and that meant a lot of walking out of dungeons. But you can't ever complain when you get nuke at level 1 and 2 nuke sticks. I wouldn't call that a hard or a tough one by any stretch of the imagination. That was just very, very well played by our opponents, and just a couple slight things changed on our side, and I think it rolls in our favor next time.
Yeah, it was the 59-minute mark when I said to Falconic, I said, I now feel behind because I'd put together the fact that we should have had warp earlier. And we should have gone there earlier. We did not. And then I didn't go immediately there. I cost myself some time. I think I cost our team some time. And we made an adjustment to where I was doing a lot of flying around, attempting to get key items to try and have that catch us back up. But I think that was a mistake. And we did feel behind at the 59-minute mark. We felt strong probably up until 40. But when we put the pieces together, we did think we were about that far behind.
Yeah, it could have been closer. There was a bit of a wrinkle for Link-a-Lot, I guess, against Tiamat in his descent of Topher. Link-a-Lot, you want to tell that story?
I think but not necessarily team up, maybe Kraken.
I may have forgotten.
Yeah, Kraken decided to punch everybody but my White Wizard, but White Wizard had Ruse, and since Thunder told me it's like Kraken's punch app, I'm like, okay, protect the White Wizard because White Wizard can raise, and White Wizard has a nuke staff, so he's not going to be able to kill me, and I'll eventually kill him, and that's what happened.
Yeah, it came within one party member of wiping, and that would have made it really tight because both of you were already in Topher by that time now. All right, for Will and Falconic, does the game plan change for the next race, or is it just better execution, or do you feel like you made any real mistakes besides just a couple little things?
There was a couple instances where my tracker broke, and that's where I had to stop. There was twice. Yeah, and one was in the beginning when I was on the Melmon entrance, and then it happened again later. And I had to stop and do it. It threw me off. My heart started beating a little too much. I'm like, okay, what did I mark on this? What did I do? What did I just do? That threw me off a little bit. That doesn't happen. I feel definitely a little bit better. Falconic, our game does not change, in my opinion.
No, it doesn't. That is something you don't want to hear in the first 5 minutes of a match. Is oh crap, my tracker's not working. I was like, what are you talking about? Your tracker's not working. It's 5 minutes in. We need this thing. Don't do that. But yeah, I think we have a pretty strong game plan. It goes without saying. Use this as an example of why you should probably prioritize locating towns and at least understanding where your spells are and when they can be available to you. Because boy, would I have liked to had warp sooner than like the 55-minute mark, whenever it was I picked it up.
Yeah, warp and exit, those two spells, the sooner you get them, obviously the more valuable they are. That's probably true of a lot of spells, but perhaps nothing more than warp and exit, really, especially when you're deep in a dungeon trying to get out. Yes, it's true the key items are synchronized, but the shards certainly aren't. And the experience and all that stuff that you can get to keep if you can get out of those tight places. So, sage advice. We look forward to the next dust up between these two. Any parting words? I'll just run it down. I think we're about to close up shop here. Let's start with our champions. Thunder, any final thoughts?
No, I'm just looking forward to going into the next round. Hopefully closing this thing out in 2, you know? Save Falconic and Will the stress of a third match.
Yes, I'm sure they'll be very pleased to have you save them that stress. Sir Link-a-Lot.
I guess the same as I know we were talking a little bit before the match that they were saying it's like they either want to win or go or lose right away. That way they can get to drinking right away. So it's just like hopefully we can give them what they want and let them go drink.
Oh jeez, this is it. We're just gonna send them packing now. Why do they even do it here? Falconic, any words?
Sure, drinking sure is fun when you get kicked out of the tournament, but it's even better if it's a victory drink. And hopefully we'll take the next 2. If we don't, I foresee, and I'm calling the shot now, just like I called it a week ago, the winner of this round is going to be the winner of the entire tournament. I think I think this is probably the most even match in the entire tournament, and wouldn't you know it, it rolled week 1. So everyone else got a little bit lucky. I'm sure they didn't want to face either of these two teams, and yeah, we'll see for game 3.
Humility from Falconic. Finally, to Will Kaliosis.
Thank you, Nitz. Great to hear your voice. Great to hear you dust off the cobwebs. Of course, joining the immortal Will Bloodworth. Thank you for doing the show. Jonathan Yoshi, I believe, is on tracking. Is that correct? Thank you very much, Jonathan, and a pleasure to meet you. Congratulations to Thunderclad and Sir Link-a-Lot. An honor playing you, and best of luck to you. And the only thing else I have to say is that me and Falconic, we ride together, we die together.
We are game changers for life.
Yeah, they've got a slogan just like Team Rocket. We know how well it works for them. All right, my partner, Will Bloodworth.
Yes. I am looking forward to the rest of this match. I'm looking forward to the rest of the co-op tournament, and I'm looking ahead to the championship. And I don't want to look too far ahead because I'm going to miss a lot of action if I do, especially from these two teams here. Thank you, Will, for extending the invite to me. Thanks for throwing me on the mic with Nitz. I've never called a match with him. I've wanted to for a while. Glad he dusted off the cobwebs to do this. I'm glad to watch 4 damn good runners run a damn good race. And thank you for making me a part of this.
Oh, I appreciate it. It's my pleasure. Work with somebody with as much pedigree in this game as going all the way back. Alrighty. Well, for everybody here, I want to thank our friends, at Speed Gaming for hosting us tonight. It's been a lovely race to kick this tournament off. Well, not the very first race, but one of the first restreams in it. This preliminary round dust-up between Thunderalot and the Game Changers. We booked 2 hours. We didn't need it because we go fast around here. Thunderalot closing it out in under 100 minutes to win the first round of this best-of-3 match. This has been the Co-op 2020 Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament on Speed Gaming. I am Nitz for Will Bloodworth, everyone at Speed Gaming, and our two teams, Thunderalot and the Game Changers tonight. Goodbye, everybody. Coming up later on Speed Gaming, the actual Hollow Knight Randomizer Lockout Bingo is on right now. And later at 10 p.m. Eastern, we've got Zelda 1 Randomizer Weekly Race. So stay tuned for all kinds of great content on Speed Gaming.
That A, B, see ya. Have a good night, everybody.